G'day time, my Fuzzylites, and welcome to our continuation of playing through all the Game & Watch games. Last time we went through, and it's been a while, but we went through the Game & Watch Silver series, playing all 5 games there. Ball, Fire, can I remember them all? Ooh, let's see, Judge, um, Berman. Berman was one of them. And Flagman. And now, like I said, we're back for more. Gonna continue on enjoying these games. So we have the casing here, and I guess something I missed before. The reason for some of the games like Ball and whatnot to have 2 packages, because one was for the North American release where it was called something different. So that's why it caught me off guard, because I didn't look into it much, but after this I did look into it for reasons. And yeah, so apparently it was called Keep Up in North America or something like that. I can't remember. Toss Up? Toss Up it might be. Yeah, so that's why we had different packaging there. And then here we don't have any packaging, so this might not have been released outside of Japan. But pretty standard stuff. Electronic, Game & Watch. So you have the Manhole cover, which is what you're holding. Bell, Alarm Lady. I guess this has Alarm Lady. Redesign. Why is this look damaged? Pedestrian. Button 1, also the hour setting. Button 3. Then you have the ACL, which is the restart. An alarm button. That's new. I don't know if they had an alarm before. You have game A, B. Third one is to show the time. Button 4 is it's Game & Watch because it's a game, and then there's also a clock with it. Game & Watch. 4, button 2, also the minute settings. A pedestrian falling into manhole, and the number of misses, dripping shirts. Insert battery, set time, set alarm. Yeah, the alarm is definitely new. Press again. Alarm is set when the bell mark is on screen. Press the 1 button. Yeah. Game 1. So there are 4 manholes and only 1 manhole cover that we are controlling. The player must shift the cover from manhole to prevent pedestrians from falling in. Press the button for game 1 while it is depressed the highest score previously achieved is displayed. When the release, the game will automatically start. The highest score will disappear if the ACL switch is pressed. Batteries are, or if the batteries are detached. Delatched. Using buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, move the manhole cover so the pedestrians don't fall into the manhole. 1 point is added every time a pedestrian walks over a manhole safely. If a manhole is not covered in time, the pedestrian will fall in, which counts as a miss. Fall in and 1 miss is counted. A dripping shirt is indicated every time the player makes a miss. With 3 misses, the game is over. So the classic 3 attempts thing. Like all the other ones. All the other ones besides Ball now has a 3 miss thing, which is weird that Ball didn't, but that was something they rectified right away. When a player reaches a score of 200 or 500, any miss marks indicated at the time will be erased with a fanfare and the game continues. Only 1 pedestrian appears at the beginning of the game, but as scores increase, the number of pedestrians increase up to 10. The number of pedestrians decrease temporarily every 100 points of score. The maximum score indicated is 999. Scoring over 999, the thing resets and starts anew. So yeah, it seems also after Ball that 999 became a very standard measurement of victory in these games. Because the first one I think had like over 9,000. Not a DBZ joke. as this one is kind of just like, hey, yeah, now it's 1,000, which goes in line with the Game & Watch Gallery games. If the unit is left as is after the game is over, the time displayed will appear in about 5 minutes. A game is not interrupted ever if time key or other key is depressed during the gameplay. That's a new disclaimer they've added to this one, which is neat. Game B. In this game, the walking speed of pedestrians increase as a game progresses. In all other respects, B is exactly the same as A, and then the other cautions. Alright, let's get to the actual game, which I don't know how I'm going to really do this as... Okay, let's see. So we have there. There we go. I couldn't hear something. So yeah, pretty standard game. Pedestrians will just walk right over. Not the best controls with the keys here. Obviously, it'd be easier if we were playing this in person, but that's very hard to do and also to record. Which I've talked about. I talk about emulation all the time and my feelings about it. Where like older games, I'm more fine with when there's nothing going on with it. It's newer games that they are working with still. Yeah. So pretty simple. You have to make sure you're in the right spot. Oh shit. The game does not stop at all either. I think in the Game Watch gallery, they at least hesitated a bit in air, to give you a chance to get over. This actually got pretty intense already. Yeah. Another thing what I'll be saying for every one of these. Nintendo, please make a Game & Watch either do one of two things. A Game & Watch Gallery Complete Collection game with every single Game & Watch game in it. Oh! Dang. That's tough. With like most of them having modern iterations would be great, but I don't need everyone having a modern inspiration. It would be nice if it did. Either that or have a add Game & Watch to the Switch Online games, because you could add, like I said, I think there are like 60 different versions. There are 60 different Game & Watch games there, but only like 55 of them are actually, what's the term? Unique. A lot of them are just remade versions, updated versions, and whatnot. So far, so good. So I'd like to get to 100. 100 is like my one goal here. But yeah. So as you can see, it's pretty standard, as all Game & Watch games really are. Oh, I gotta remember the buttons. Yeah. Oh. Oh, we did what we did on the first playthrough where one got me distracted and then, yeah, lost two in one go. Yeah. It's somewhat hard to pay attention to. Oh, frick. What's going on? Okay. We'll try it one more time and then we'll go on to Game B. But yeah, not much to say about all these. They are definitely just little mini. Nowadays, they'd be just considered mini games. Still weird that Nintendo has never like released or in any of their games had like a little mini game of the Game and Watch stuff because I'd assume it'd be so easy to implement. And then all you have to do is like, hey, get 100 and you get a star. Yeah, not much else to say. And then I think I'll start talking about it. I believe Manhole was used because like Game & Watch is also the character in Smash Bros. It is their representation of the Game & Watch consoles as a whole, of course. And I think the only thing they took from this for Smash Bros. Is in one of the maps. I think it's Hammer. This character will appear in the gaps of some of the stage in order to be like a helper, quote unquote thing. Which I believe is the only reference to this game in there. I might be wrong, of course, because I haven't analyzed or looked up everything. But yeah. It's part of the stage in Flat Zone. Like I said, in either Helmet or Hammer. Yeah, see. A little bit tricky. Oh, we just barely got that. Yeah, it's also annoying because, like I said, when you fail this, it just keeps on trucking through, making it quite difficult. As, you know, one failure can lead to multiple, like we've seen. Where in the Game & Watch galleries, if you lose, the whole screen kind of restarts. No. No. Let's see. Okay, we just need 8 more and I'll be happy. Yeah, it's so easy to get like sidetracked on this and then lose out. Just one more. We got this no matter what. There we go. Oh, also have to press the right button. But yeah. Simple game. I think the difficulty is definitely there because you have to watch 4 different areas. And they go kind of out of sync with each other. Obviously, like it depending on what happens, it's one of those optical illusions where either the top row moves first or you think the bottom row moves first. But it has a nice rhythm to it, regardless. And yeah. Pretty good. Nice. We're doing a lot better this time, though I doubt I'm going to be able to keep this up. Especially because it just takes one wrong button press and me not catching it for everything to go array. But yeah. Oh, was messing up there. But yeah, like I said, for all of this, there's not all these games. After a while, there's just not much to talk about, which is why we're not spending like hours and hours on it. But like I say, for all these, if people really want me to, let me know, and I'll try and go for like 1,000 would be a lot. But I'll like maybe try and grind it out if people really want that. I give no promises though. As like I said, this is just there is a good difficulty here. But like it would just take a lot of concentration. And with the buttons as they are here, it's not bad per se. Yeah, definitely a challenge to this one. This one might be one of the harder ones. And not bad. Nope. Oh! Oh! Alright, we're gonna try one final time. I think 50 is good for B. Also, like I said, it's just with games, the Game & Watch series, or any game that's small like this, after I do my spiel and whatnot, there's just nothing to talk about. Because, like, what else? Again, what else is there to talk about? Nothing. No, that doesn't work. Alright. Let's have an actual try. One final try. And then we move on to the next game. Yeah. It's definitely interesting, this game and all the Game & Watch games, history-wise, which is why I'm always a big supporter of games, you know, getting re-released or remastered or put into collections, because a lot of this is Nintendo history. This is, I believe, their first ever handheld. It might be one of the first ever handhelds in the world, maybe. I haven't really looked it up, so don't. Oh, no. Oh, I'll get distracted and you lose it all. Oh, I thought we were done. Now we're done. Yeah. Alright. That'll do it for me. It's not bad. It's fun. It's challenging. Definitely picks up quickly. But yeah. Thank you, my fuzzies, for watching. If you're on YouTube, of course, this will be the end of the video. If you're on Twitch, I'll be right back. So thank you, and see you in a little bit or next episode.